Hi guys, welcome to our first technique video. In these videos I'm going to show you all the bits you need to know in detail before we start trying them out in projects. That means you can use any size needles you like and any yarn you like. I'm using big ones to help you see better, but you can use anything you've got handy. You could even use 2 pencils and string if you're really desperate. Before we can do any knitting, we need to learn how to put the stitches onto the needles. This is what we call casting on, and the method I'm going to show you is called the cable method. There are a few ways of casting on, but I think this is the easiest, plus it makes a nice neat edge on both sides of your work. First of all, we need to make a slip knot. To do this, take the long end of yarn and make a twist in it, like this. Then take this bit through the loop and pull. So this is called a slip knot, and you can see why, because if we pull this piece of yarn, the knot slips. Isn't that neat? And this is our first stitch. So if you take a needle and hold it in your left hand, then slip this onto the needle. And don't pull it too tightly. What we're aiming for is that it's tight enough not to just fall off your needle, but not so tight that you can't get things through it. So take the other needle in your right hand, and then we're going to make a second stitch on the needle. So you do this by putting your right hand needle through the slip knot you've just made, like that. Then you take the piece of yarn still attached to the ball and wrap around the back needle through that gap, you see, and then pull this back needle down, and again making sure it's not too tight, popping that one onto the left hand needle. Okay, so you've got 2 stitches now. To make the next stitch we do something slightly different. So instead of going through the loop, we go between the 2 loops we've made, like so, and then the same action otherwise, round the back, through, and onto the needle. So that's 3 stitches. I'll just do a few more to make sure you got it. All of the ones after the first stitch are done by going between the top 2. So we go between, round the back, under, and on there. And then again, between the 2 needles, around, pull it through, trying not to be too tight, and over the top. Just give that a little tug, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches that we've cast on, ready to start knitting in our next video.